They say the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is one of the most haunted hotels in America. A beautiful, sprawling Victorian structure nestled in the Ozark Mountains. Its red roof and elegant balconies seem more fit for romance than horror. But inside room 313, the past still lingers, and not all of it is friendly. When Emily Carson arrived at the Crescent Hotel in October of 2017, she wasn't looking for ghosts. A recent divorcee and aspiring novelist from Austin, she just wanted peace and solitude. She checked into the hotel during the off-season, when the town's bustle quieted and the mountain air turned crisp. Room 313 was available. Top floor, corner room, view of the hills. Perfect for writing. Or so she thought. Emily settled in, lit a pumpkin-scented candle, and opened her laptop. But something about the room felt off. The wallpaper, faded and slightly peeling at the edges, looked as though it hadn't been touched in decades. The mirror across from the bed was antique and warped slightly, and the light overhead flickered every few hours. That first night, as she tried to fall asleep, Emily heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate, just outside her door. She froze, listening. The hallway should have been empty. She hadn't seen another guest on her floor. The steps stopped right in front of her room. Then came a faint knock. 3 soft taps. She held her breath. After a minute of silence, she mustered enough courage to open the door. Nothing. The hallway stretched empty in both directions. The next day, she mentioned it to the front desk clerk, a middle-aged woman with kind eyes. The clerk paused. "Room 313?" she asked, her smile faltering. "That room. Some people have reported strange things. If you'd like, we can move you." Emily, curious and a little emboldened, declined. "I'm a writer," she said. "Maybe I'll get a good story out of it." That night, she got more than a story. Around midnight, she awoke to the sound of humming, soft, mournful, almost like a lullaby. It was coming from the bathroom. Emily lay still, barely breathing. The bathroom door was cracked open. From where she lay, she could see the edge of the tub. Steam curled around the frame. She gathered her courage, grabbed her phone for a flashlight, and crept to the door. The air grew colder with each step. She pushed it open slowly. The bathtub was full. That was impossible. She hadn't used it, and she was alone. The faucet wasn't running, and the water was dark, almost black. The humming stopped. And then she saw her. A woman, sitting in the tub, her back to Emily. Long, black hair hung down, dripping wet. Her skin was pale, almost bluish. Emily screamed and stumbled backward, dropping her phone. The screen cracked, but the flashlight stayed on. She looked back at the tub. Empty. The room was dry. No water. No woman. She fled downstairs, trembling, and demanded a new room. The hotel clerk didn't argue. 2 days later, Emily checked out early. But she couldn't let it go. She needed answers. Back home in Texas, she began researching the Crescent Hotel. She found a chilling history. In the 1930s, a man named Norman Baker turned the hotel into a hospital for cancer patients. He claimed to have a cure. But it was all a lie, snake oil and cruelty. Dozens died in agony. Some were experimented on. Their bodies were dumped in the basement or incinerated. One woman in particular stood out, Alice Monroe. A single mother who came to the Crescent desperate to be cured. She'd sold everything she had to pay for treatment. She died in room 313. Rumor had it she'd thrown herself into the tub and taken a bottle of poison when she realized she'd been tricked. Emily's hands shook as she read the report. The description of Alice matched what she'd seen. She sent an email to the hotel asking about Alice Monroe, but received no reply. A week later, she received an anonymous envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside was a black and white photo. It was the woman from the tub. Soaking wet. Staring straight into the camera, her eyes hollow. Scrawled on the back were 4 words. She never really left. Emily never went back to Eureka Springs. But room 313 remains. Guests still report strange noises, flickering lights, and the sound of humming in the night. Sometimes, the tub fills by itself. And sometimes, if you're very quiet, you might hear soft knocking on the door. 3 slow taps. Just don't answer.